Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Tuesday the 5th of July. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. And between days 11 and 15 there has generally been little change compared with yesterday, and that is for temperatures to be trending either near or just slightly below climate averages, but particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe, including Germany, Switzerland and perhaps Italy, for example. And taking a look at days 6 to 10, and there is a continued trend from yesterday and also previous days for temperatures to be either near or again trending slightly below climate averages by between 1 to 3 degrees, and again particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe and also potentially across the United Kingdom as well. And finally, between days 2 and 5 there is medium to high, if not high confidence, to suggest that temperatures will be very close to climate averages across the majority of Europe, but potentially trending just slightly below climate averages across the United Kingdom in particular. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail, the model consistency and agreement continues today to suggest that between days 11 and 15 temperatures across the United Kingdom are likely to be near or trending 1 to 2 degrees below a climate mean of around 17 degrees Celsius. There is model agreement and consistency from previous days as well. As a result, confidence levels are medium or perhaps medium to high. A similar temperature trend is expected between days 6 and 10 as we move towards and beyond the weekend of the 9th and 10th of July, with again the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models signalling temperatures to be generally near or trending 1 to 2 degrees below a climate mean of around 16 degrees Celsius, in association with predominantly cool and unsettled conditions across the United Kingdom. The following weather chart for Saturday the 9th of July helps to illustrate why temperatures are forecasted to be slightly below climate averages within the medium to long term, as an area of low pressure dominates the weather and brings predominantly cool and unsettled conditions in association with a west or northwesterly air mass. And finally, within the short term over the next 2 to 5 days, after temperatures generally being near or trending slightly above climate averages, a change to cooler and more unsettled conditions between the 5th and 6th of July is likely to signal a drop in temperatures to generally 1 or 2 degrees below a climate mean of 16 degrees Celsius. It is worth highlighting that there is good model agreement to suggest that over the next 7 to 14 days there is little evidence for any extremes of temperatures either above or below climate averages. And now moving on to Europe and taking a look at the expected temperatures in some closer detail. And between days 11 and 15 there is model agreement and consistency from previous days to suggest that temperatures across the majority of Europe are forecast to be either near or trending just slightly below climate averages, but particularly across parts of Switzerland, Germany, Austria and Italy, for example. Using the latest Austrian model comparison graph as an example of central and eastern areas of Europe, you can see that between days 11 and 15, or within the highlighted red circle, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models have temperatures trending at least 1 to 3 degrees below climate averages, as predominantly cool conditions dominate the weather. Between days 6 and 10, a generally similar temperature trend is forecast to continue, and that is the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models are signalling temperatures to be either near or again trending perhaps 1 to 3 degrees below climate averages, but again particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe. Using the latest France model comparison graph as an example of the 6 to 10 day time period, you can see that the majority of all of the available forecast models have temperatures either near or trending slightly below climate averages. However, it is worth pointing out that confidence levels are only medium at best, given that there is divergence between some forecast models. I have highlighted in this instance that the ECM deterministic and ensembles have temperatures generally near to climate averages. However, some of the GFS deterministic and ensemble models have temperatures at least 1 to 3 degrees below climate averages. This distinct divergence is an association with the uncertainty over the expected synoptic pattern, and as a result confidence levels are only medium at best to suggest that temperatures between days 6 and 10 are likely to be near or trending slightly below climate averages. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, confidence levels are high to suggest that temperatures will be generally very near to climate averages across the majority of Europe. And once again, it is worth highlighting that over the next 7 to 14 days there remains little evidence to suggest that temperatures will be either significantly above or below climate means. And now taking a closer look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And over the next 7 to 10 days, precipitation totals are forecast to be generally above climate averages across the majority of Norway, and also many central and northern regions of Sweden, with an excess of 100 to 125 millimetres of rainfall. Yet many areas of Finland is forecast to be generally drier than average, with precipitation totals less than 20 millimetres, for example. Within the longer term, as we move towards and beyond mid-July, a more uniform precipitation total is forecast, with many areas of Scandinavia forecast to have precipitation totals near to climate averages, with rainfall totals generally ranging between 35 and 65 millimetres. And now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And it is of interest to note that many central and northern regions of Canada over the next 7 to 10 days is forecast to have some particularly warm conditions, with temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees above climate averages. Mean surface temperatures between 15 to 20 degrees are expected well into the Arctic Circle, which is significantly above average for the time of year. In contrast, the trend continues today for many southern areas of Brazil over the next 7 to 10 days to have temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees below climate averages, in association with some particularly cold weather. Mean surface temperatures of 0 to 5 degrees are expected, along with the threat of some winter precipitation as well. And finally, there's an emerging signal for some significant precipitation totals, which are forecast to be well above climate averages across many central and southern areas of China over the next 7 to 14 days. Some areas may experience at least 150 to 200 millimetres of rainfall, which is comfortably 400% of normal. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.